What's up, folk? It's your boy Brandon Bravon Towns. Again, talking about this situation in regards to the continuing situation about what happened with Ja Morant, but really reacting to a couple videos that I've seen over the last day or so with two people that I actually enjoy listening to on YouTube, Gilbert Arenas and Kwame Brown. Now, I'll show you some clips, and forgive me if it seems a little hood. I'm still new at YouTube live, and so I don't know how to bring up other people's video while I'm live streaming to share it and whatnot. But um, first of all, um, Ja Morant issued a statement today. I'm not even going to read it, because at this point, I don't, nothing that he says is going to convince anybody that, he's telling the truth, because he did the same thing 2 months ago and pretty much played everybody for a sucker. Now, what I was tripping off of was the NBA commissioner, Adam Silver, saying, I was shocked. And and I'm like, dude, how much of you not that damn ignorant, are you? Because anybody who went into any type of rehab for 96 hours, what did they get rehab? His locks? Like, for real. So it's like, who's gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe this time? But when I was watching Kwame Brown and Gilbert Arenas, first of all, they have a history, and it's been a lot of animosity between those two. But but I think that deep down there has to be some type of brotherhood that's still there, some type of respect, because they continue, they find themselves on the same podcast, same platform, and they're very actually insightful. But at this, now what I'm going to show you is them disagreeing, but later on in the podcast, they finally came to an agreement, or they finally they ended a conversation off peacefully. And to be honest, I think those two should do a podcast together. That's just my personal opinion. I think Kwame Brown and Gilbert Arenas should do a podcast together, because they both have massive followings on YouTube, social media. They're very insightful, and they are opposites enough. And and Lord knows we've seen them on YouTube arguing and cussing each other out, but it's like their accidental chemistry works. Their accidental chemistry actually works. And if they did a podcast together, I would subscribe immediately, because you have, Kwame Brown has a following that, strictly rides with him. I've ridden with Kwame Brown ever since he, busted on the YouTube scene a couple years ago. And I also like Gilbert Arenas. I listen to him when it comes to talking sports. But both of them have their massive followers. Kwame got people that just ride with him. Gilbert has people that just ride with him. And you put those two fan bases together, where even the fan bases could squash, whatever, comment beef that they be having. And, you could really have something that's, really lucrative for real. But this is what they were saying. This is some of their conversation in regards to Ja Morant.
No, listen. I get everything you're saying. I agree with what you're saying. But you are the same person that if this was someone else doing this to Ja Morant, you would have an uproar about it. You will have an uproar and say, you guys, would you have done this to JJ Redick? See, I can pull the same shit you do on everybody else. You would have never said this to JJ Redick. You technically are the token black man that went on your platform and tore down another young black man for a mistake. That is you. You don't want to take responsibility for doing the same thing that you talk about everybody else for doing. If Stephen A. Smith said this shit, called him a buffoon, called him an NBA dumb boy, called him a jackass, stupid if Stephen A. Smith did that on his platform, you would have an uproar about this. That's the problem. The problem is the contradiction I have with you. It's not about what you're saying. Stick to one side. If Jack, this This is how stupid you look. If I went on my platform and said, Ja Morant, you a dumbass motherfucker for pulling out a gun. What kind of stupid motherfucker wants to have a gun all up in the video? You are dumb. You this and this. Everybody will look at me and say, aren't you the same motherfucker that had a gun in the locker room? You are a stupid idiot for talking down on Ja Morant, and you did the same stupid shit. That's what I'm doing to you. You're down talking a black man in front of white zaddy. In front of white zaddy, in front of the world, so everyone's posting what you're saying, how you're saying it to this black young fella. See, now I'm doing what you do. I'm taking the Kwame Brown approach. You are a token black man tearing down a young black man, fucking up his bag, fucking up his money for a mistake he made. He didn't hurt nobody. He's doing it to himself. So why do you need to go out there and say all this in front of the white man so the white man can tear him apart and make him what, half a nigga? He's half a nigga. He's a discount nigga now. Kwame Brown is pushing that narrative. Discount nigga. So now, white zaddy knows, hey, Kwame Brown said it. He's going to be a discount nigga. So we're going to discount this black man. That's you. But I agree with what you're saying. But it doesn't sound right coming from you, knowing that if anybody else sounded like this, you would have a meltdown about how they're picking up the black athletes' money, and they would never do this to a white player. Would you do this to JJ Redick? No. That was my only thing. Has nothing to do with what you're saying. I believe what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But you are the one that attacks everybody for having their takes on other black athletes. And when you think they're messing up their bag. Now, like I told you, I said, hey, what do you think about Stephen A. Smith saying, hey, I think he should be suspended for the whole season. What do you think about that?
Unjust takes on black males. This is not an unjust take. I think you got it misconstrued because you think because people talked about me for 20 years, and that you may think that I'm some soft cookie that no black man can be talked about. I don't know what color he was. If he was black, white, I'm the man who talked about white men too. I'm the one who talk about Dana White. You have yet to go on your platform and cancel Dana White and say he slapped a woman. You only talk about black males. You get up online and bash me as a black man every day. You got online and say, I have no business. I have no future. Ladies, I don't understand why y'all want to talk to this stank, dirty nigga. So you are the last guy that should be talking about somebody being hypocritical. Did you forget that I was black? Because you said I was on cocaine. You never one time see me do cocaine. You haven't been around me in 18 years. But now you're the guy that want to sit up here and tell me what I would be offended by. I would get up on a show with Stephen A. Smith and say, Stephen A., go ahead and get loud because this boy is a jackass. I would 100% back that message. This is the time that Stephen A. should get brawling and go to rules, bro. You have to learn how to behave to make that up of money. That's why I talk about behavior. Get the chance and the privilege that all of us input without learning how to behave. And you somehow have a jaded opinion by that because I get it. You were able to go to jail every weekend. You were able to get away with a lot of things. So your behavior is a little bit, even now as an adult, because you never understood consequences. But everybody is not as talented as Gilbert Arenas. Everybody's not going to be as talented as Gilbert Arenas. You have to stop with this, oh, woe is me bullshit. Ja Morant is destroying what black men image are supposed to be. And this is why they're going to take the game international. Luka is just as good as Ja Morant, but he does not come with the bullshit. Our African brother, not M.A. Udoka, but the one that you always hate, Giannis. Giannis is way better than Ja Morant. He does not come with the bullshit. And what the league is starting to find out is that we can take this game internationally, get just as many good players and get a whole market of people who support their people and not hate on them, and we don't have to deal with these niggas. Ja Morant is going to be the direct reason Gilbert Arenas, Stack 5, all of you guys that do stupid shit and with this gang culture and checking in, every time you get upset, you are threatening to another man with your whole little posse. How come all you black men get mad when, what is it, for the Lakers? The coach for the Lakers. What's his name? No, not LaDarvin Ham. Oh, Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson said that LeBron James got a posse. Well, how can you get mad at Phil Jackson for saying that when all you niggas, all y'all talk about is posses? Soon as you get mad at somebody, we coming to fuck you up. Me and my niggas, we tough. Us, we. This is how you guys sound. But you want to get mad when somebody else from another culture hear it and see how you behaving and then call that shit out. You want to call it racism. And when I call it out, you want to call it coon or talking down. I'm not talking down. That nigga is a bullshit nigga. You got $231 million and you flashing guns. That's a bullshit nigga. I was shot at before the age of 16 years old. Ain't nothing fun about that, homeboy. Ain't nothing fun about the hood. If that nigga want to get the hood experience, then let that nigga go live in the hood, get his dough kicked in, let some niggas come by and shoot up his house, let some police kick in his dough, put his mama on the ground, stick an AK-47 in her back, let him live the hood experience. Because it ain't all good and dancing talking about a parade in your city. That's what we got to stop doing. Yeah. Hood and fun, gang and fun and pretty until niggas' ass get shot off. Ain't nothing fun and pretty about gang banging. That's why when I left the hood, you don't hear me talking about no hood shit. And I'm way more well-versed and experienced about hood shit than you niggas playing and buying friends. I really lived this shit. I grew up in a trap. That's why I ain't never go visit no trap house. I grew up in trap. Ain't nothing fun about that shit, homeboy. And you rich-ass niggas got to stop perpetuating dumb shit that you niggas ain't ready for.
It's hard to follow that because I see where both people are coming from. You know, Gilbert Arenas on one hand is saying that he agrees 100% with what Kwame Brown said, but he was criticizing the source, which was Kwame Brown, because yes, there have been plenty of times on YouTube over the last couple of years where Kwame Brown has attacked journalists. Stephen A. Smith, for the most part, not just him, but him mostly, for down talking black athletes that could potentially ruin their contract situations. And it comes from a personal place with Kwame Brown because it was done to him. And him and Gilbert Arenas shared some information later on in that conversation that what Kwame Brown was saying for these last couple of years, saying how Michael Jordan never wanted him and his career was intentionally derailed because of that fact. He found out from 100% source that actually what he was saying was true during Kwame Brown's time with the Washington Wizards. And that's why one reason why they ended off on a positive note with their conversation, but kind of got off the topic because I was happy to see them two end off on a positive topic. But, Gilbert Arenas, while agreeing with him, saying, hey, you can't say that because that's contradicting what you've been saying these last couple of years. And what Kwame Brown is saying is basically he's an equal opportunity cuss your ass out person. Because if you're wrong, you're wrong. Don't matter what color you are. And only thing I would push back on Gilbert Arenas would be when he said it'd be like if Gilbert Arenas had come out and said something about Ja Morant, knowing what happened in his past with the Washington Wizards, that people would be like, you got some nerve saying that. Some people probably would do that, but I would push back and say, no, Gilbert Arenas, you have every right to say that. You know why? Because we only heard about that with you once. We didn't hear about it with you, and then a month later, you did the same shit. That's what most people are so disgusted about, is that we just had this situation, right before the playoffs. and you made the bullshit apology. All of it was bullshit. The rehab, all of that shit was bullshit. Nothing but smoke and mirrors. Nothing but a con job for real. For the same thing, the exact same thing verbatim to happen. And Gilbert Arenas didn't do that. So that's the only thing I would push back on Agent Zero about. I was like, yeah, you can say something because you from you having had that type of experience, if you came out and said, damn, that's dumb. The second time around, not the first time around. The first time around, if you said something the first time around, everybody be like, nigga, what? You? But the second time around, you be like, look, I may have gotten in my situation, but I ain't do it twice. But Kwame Brown, like I said, I don't disagree with either person, but Kwame Brown was spot on. It's so stupid. Like you got $231 million on the line, like I said on the podcast, and like I said when I went live the other day. You want to give that up just because you want to be thugging, because you want to give the appearance of a street nigga. And what kills me, I ain't gonna say it annoys me, but it kind of makes me chuckle when I watch shows like Undisputed or listen to other people on YouTube or other, sports shows like First Things First or, First Take, whatever. But when I hear them say, it's something deeper going on with Ja Morant, there's something deeper going on in his psyche. I don't think so. No, it ain't. He's just a person who did not grow up that way, who is simply fascinated with thug life, with carrying himself in that way. I don't think it's as deep as people are trying to make it out to be. I mean, it's like people can't imagine somebody being so stupid to do something and possibly put everything, your fortune at risk for the sake of something so dumb, so childish, so petty, so ignorant. They think it's got to be something deeper than that, and I don't really think it is. I have seen many, many, many people in my life that were raised up middle to upper class, black people, middle to upper class, who for whatever reason is fascinated and obsessed with gang culture, with thug life, with trying to act like you about that life until they find somebody who's really about that life and they either straighten up and fly right or they end up being a casualty. And I'm being serious. I have seen plenty of people. I grew up with some people who, had good home, good neighborhood, but want to be acting like they about that life. And everybody trying to figure out why? What is it? Is it the music? Is it maybe it has a little bit to do with all of that, but it's not as deep as people make it out to be, because some people, albeit ignorant, albeit dumb as fuck. I wish. You get a person who grew up in the hood and ask, do you want to switch places financially with Ja Morant? Please. Come on now. Look, Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, Jay-Z, people who grew up, Nas, people who grew up in that situation and who are still so relevant and worth more and more, and because their stories now are just as valuable now as the music. You think they want to go back? You think they want to do something to jeopardize and make them go back to that life? No. But with some people, it's just a fascination. Look, man, look. I was 23 once. I'm not going to sit here and say I had fascination with thug life. Outside of just listening to Tupac music, but people, I was already judged because of the way I dress. People could look at this stream right now and be like, well, look, what is he supposed to be, a thug ass nigga? No, if you know me, I've dressed like this for 20 fucking years. Over 20 years. And it's not because I'm trying to be thugging. It's not because I'm trying to portray something that I'm trying to be. No, but some people try to make it look like they really about that life because because they see that they're in this social media click likes and hearts age that we live in. They're trying to reach the people who are really living that life, or who are trying, or dare I say, posers, and trying to get clicks and likes because of that shit. Because I'm sorry, any real OG would call Ja Morant a fucking poser. And what he's doing is so ignorant beyond belief. But I don't think. But when they try to dissect it, and it's got to be something deeper. I don't believe it. I don't believe it's that deep. He's just fascinated with a street life. He wants to give. I mean, for whatever. I don't know why. Young black men think that the only way that they can earn some stature or earn some clout is to try to be a thug nigga. I mean, I used to know a dude who used to religiously say, I'm a thug ass nigga from the street. Me and my cousin used to just laugh our ass off because it was like, okay, good for you. Like, congratulations. Good for you. And it's like, it's crazy. But hold on, I want to see if I can get somebody's opinion. Hold on. Reality fucking podcast. Live stream. No, I ain't trying to be no damn thug life, nigga. I still got a fucking house phone. I still got a motherfucking house phone. Let me see if my ninja can talk. Because I've been wanting his opinion on this. And if my boy answered, he was telling me on the podcast a couple weeks ago that they should trade his ass. Hey, bro, I'm YouTube living right now. You said what?
What can you possibly want besides Jokic to run out of gas?
I'm not calling about the Lakers and how we got beat last night.
Only thing I'll say about that is Denver's coach got to watch it because the switch dynamic that Ben Gundy, I guess, kept talking about, the switch dynamic with Hachimura on it. The real effect is not so much Hachimura on Jokic, because Jokic can still do whatever he wants to do. The problem is because Anthony Davis basically is guarding no one because Aaron Gordon wants to stand in one spot.
Right.
Is the problem.
And that's
if he gets involved, then that makes Anthony Davis have to guard him, which takes away that weak side out.
And I'm pretty sure Mike Malone done told Aaron Gordon that, or anybody who's who Anthony Davis is supposed to guard. But that's not why I called you. That's really not why I called you. And I am YouTube living right now. It's not a podcast. I'm on YouTube live. It's my man Tony in the house. I'm calling about the Ja Morant situation.
Idiot. If I'm the NBA, I've said it for years. Send the message. This is a business. This is your job. You're taking it as a joke. He's the real. But I take this and sit your butt down for you and think about it. It's at least 6 months. At least 6 months.
Well, I mean, 6 months is pretty much the whole season.
Well, that's what I'm calling for then.
Well, we agree, because if you I don't know if you listened to the podcast or not. I said the same thing. I said I would sit his ass down for the entire season because of the fact that for one, you sold us a sack of bullshit just a couple months ago, saying that I'm on the right road and this, that, and the third. And then anybody who knows anything about going into rehab centers is, if you staying for 96 hours, nothing about you has been rehabbed. Nothing. And then to get in trouble for the exact same shit, which means you clearly did not take this situation seriously the first go round. And Adam Silver looked like a dumbass too, talking about I was shocked. What? So yes, I agree with you 100%. I would sit his ass down for an entire year. And then I would tell him, if you get caught with any shit like this again, you out the league. Period.
Right. Yeah, you have to draw the line in the sand to prevent that type of thing from happening with anybody else. And I don't care whether it's a scrub dude or a star dude.
Exactly.
You got to draw the line in the sand, protect your business first, your business interests. The image, professional sports in a lot of ways on the surface is the shiny, happy, but everybody know a lot of dark that never comes to light, that's a whole different thing. But when you yourself is putting more dirt out there, and you like, F it, I'm gonna put some more dirt out there, as if you disregard the whole warning, you gotta slap them. You gotta slap them. If these is grown ass men, they ain't babies.
Right.
You gotta slap them like a grown ass man.
Right. No, absolutely.
There you go, and hit them in the part that hurts. One of two things will happen: either you'll hit them hard by sitting them down, and miss all them damn game checks, and he'll fly right after that, or he'll be out of the league in a couple of years.
Yep.
And that's it. And you might very well, this dude might very well, he might. I don't know that the comparison is that great, but you might have one of them dudes that kind of think like Spreewell or something.
Well, Spreewell straightened up and flew right quickly.
That's what I'm saying. But you got to slap him.
Yeah.
You got to slap him, and it won't be the first time this has happened, but you just got to do it.
Yeah. And some people would say that's too harsh, and I don't think so. Like I said, the fact that you got in trouble for the exact same thing, less than 2 months, it's a less than a 2-month gap in between the same situation. And what gets me is that when I watch some of these sports debate shows and they're all saying it's got to be something deeper going on with Ja Morant. I was just saying before I called you, I don't believe it's that deep. I believe that you're just talking about somebody who is just fascinated with trying to be thug life, trying to be, gang.
Because here's something funny, right? The funniest thing you ever want to read, and to whoever watches this and listens, follow the Daily Call on Facebook. It's gonna make you mad. A lot of things they post is gonna make you mad, and but Malcolm said, you want to know the truth, you gotta listen to the end. If you on Daily Call, they had a couple postings about Ja Morant, and one was they were two different postings from the same thing on Facebook. One posted Ja Morant's rights, about the Second Amendment's rights being challenged, violated, and by the NBA by saying he can't own guns because this is a far right crazy kind of thing. So you understand the nature of the authors.
Right.
You'll understand why they would say that. But then later on, same Daily Caller, another posting, the NBA's thug system continues. And it's Ja Morant sitting there, same picture with guns. The same set of loonies, the same set of far right crazies responded, probably the same responded both posts. On the one hand, they're trying to violate his Second Amendment right. Now you can't just hold a gun, blah, 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 blah. It's his right. Then, and the other one, the same Looney Tune responds, yeah, the NBA nothing but a bunch of thugs and hoodlums. What do you expect? Look at the source. Who makes up the NBA? All that racist shit. So the whole point is, that's all that. I just thought I would throw that in there, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, Ja Morant doesn't have that right. Owning guns for self-defense and all that stuff is fine. But you don't have a right to represent the NBA, be a face of the NBA, of a business, and rep your guns at the same time. And they have ethics clauses.
Right.
Most business have ethics clauses.
Right. The NBA is a private...
philosophy as the kneeling. I understand the premise. I'm a black man. I understand the concept. But once you put on that uniform and step in that stadium, it's about the sport and making money for yourself and for the owner. If you kneeling costs the owner money, then it should cost you money. It's just that simple. You're costing the owner money by kneeling. It's a business to him. He doesn't care. He may even support that. It's easy to say support it if you're somebody like Jeffrey Lurie in Philly, where Philly is solid blue. Kansas saying, but in another area that may not be welcome, and that may cost that owner 10% revenue. Well, are you prepared to come out of pocket to give up 10% of your salary? If you're not, then once you put on that uniform, do what you need to do. Go play football and go home. And that's it.
And well, see, with me, what I've been saying is, I don't care if he owns a gun. He can own 10 fucking guns. But why are you broadcasting it? Like, that's just stupid.
Right. It's all a business thing. And at the end of the day, that's what the Ja Morant needs to be taught. This is business first, son. You're going to cost yourself them game checks. And let's see if you think flashing your guns is worth them game checks. And that is just it. I just gave you that perfect analogy. Marshawn Lynch not talking. That's part of your job outline, bro. So I don't care if you sit there and say, my over and over and over, you're at least fulfilling your contract.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
You just here so you don't get fined. If you're saying something, then you're fulfilling out. But if you're getting up and walking out, then yes, they have every right. So there you go.
I said this on the podcast about 2-3 weeks ago when Dillon Brooks was the scapegoat after they got eliminated by the Lakers. I said Dillon Brooks deserved all the smoke he got for all the shit that he talked, but was strictly in regards to basketball. But I said, Dillon Brooks, I said, he deserved all the smoke he got because then, you lose that you can't even be man enough to talk to the media. I said, but Dillon Brooks ain't the main problem on the Memphis Grizzlies. The main problem is Ja Morant.
Yeah. We had this discussion and said, I said trade him.
Yes, you
I
did.
said trade him. Yeah, I mean, I was talking about purely from a basketball standpoint then.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And now it is one of them things where if he manages to survive a heavy suspension, yeah, Grizzlies do the smart thing. Sincerely take offers for that dude.
I would.
Listen to offers for that dude. Seriously.
I would.
And get rid of yourself a future headache.
I would. But you know what the problem is? Memphis has never, and I said this on the podcast the other day, Memphis has never had a player of his caliber, and they don't know really, honestly, what to do. They've had all-stars, Zach Randolph, Marcus, they were all-stars. They've never had a superstar player. And no, look, I agree with you 100%. This is what, but
that dude would be on the boat to New York. If I could get New York to give me RJ Barrett, Obi Toppin, and a pick.
RJ Barrett and Obi Toppin.
RJ Barrett, Obi Toppin, and a high pick. One of them picks that they got sitting there, I would take it.
Not even Emmanuel Quickly, too?
I would consider it, huh?
Not even Quickly? Not even Emmanuel Quickly, too?
Well, fine. You want I'll take Quickly. I ain't taking 48 contract.
No. Damn.
Matter of fact, keep Quickly. Just give me Randall. If you want to get rid of Randall, I'll go ahead and take Randall.
Swap for swap.
Swap for swap. I'll take Randall along with them other dudes that I named, though.
No, the Knicks wouldn't do that.
Of course.
No, the Knicks wouldn't do that.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I'm sure that because think about it, the Knicks wouldn't give up art. But
New York is in that same boat that Memphis is. Memphis never had a star. New York hasn't had a star in a while.
But think about it, the Knicks wouldn't trade RJ Barrett for Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, that was stupid. But you and I both can agree that was stupid.
Yeah, I agree it was stupid, but it was somehow, some way validated this season because they dusted him in the playoffs. But I get what you're saying. No, for RJ.
Yeah, that was interesting too that they did get beat like that. But
yeah, right. But yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I agreed with you, a couple weeks ago when you were like they should trade him.
Well, what's actually funny on the side note is there any? Well, I won't say you because you probably think so, but if you stay in Utah, there was a chance. Because of the West being so wide open. Donovan Mitchell, if that Utah team stayed together and just added another piece, there was a chance.
But see, that was the hard part, adding another piece to Utah. Outside of the draft. I don't disagree with that either, because if you kept Donovan Mitchell, you kept Gobert, you kept Mike Conley, in the West this year, hell yeah, there was a huge chance. I mean, I hope I'm Robin. I was wrong about the Golden State series, but I honestly think that Denver's going to beat us. I hope I'm wrong.
Well, Golden State, the problem die by Klay Thompson is worst, and Draymond. They might as well cut bait with Draymond. They might as well cut bait with Klay Thompson and see if they can get something because he's worst.
They're not going to cut bait with him.
Steph was Steph.
I think that's who I think. No,
Wiseman, Wiggins.
Yeah, Wiggins was an all-star last year. I mean, but no, the person who I think they're gonna cut ties with is Jordan Poole.
Because he wants the farm.
No, not only that. No, they signed him to an extension last year. But what you were hearing, what started coming out the locker room, was that that ever since he got that bag, he's been a me first. He's a me first dude, pouting and shit like that. And now people are like, well, maybe there's a reason why Draymond knocked the shit out of him. But anyway, but honestly, that's why I called you. For about this Ja Morant situation. I've been on this YouTube live for about 35 minutes now, so I was just curious.
Sit him. You got my opinion. You got my vote. Sit him.
The entire year.
Sit him. Yeah, I would. I would sit him. I would sit him because for two reasons. I would sit him to teach him a lesson, but I would also sit him to see where my team is without him, while quietly, gauging interest in him. If I can get a high level performance out of that team, and then I do seriously consider moving that dude for whatever. I mean, not whatever, but for a decent haul. I don't have to have the farm. I'm not expecting 5 first-round picks and all that ish, but I'll heavily consider moving him for a few, for a couple, and a couple good young pieces that fit the timeline.
I agree. I definitely agree. So I don't know if I interrupted a date night or anything like that.
It's about to be chilly now. I'm about to sit down and eat my dinner.
Okay.
My date is with a bowl of chili.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yep. It's hot, wet, and spicy. Like I like it. No dry chili. Metaphors. No dry chili. No dry, boring chili.
Hey, I ain't messing with you, bro.
If it's cold, yeah, you under some necrophilia.
Hey, you a fool, man. All right, bro. Well, I'm gonna get at you though. All right. My man Tony. Oh man. Well, you heard it there. So that was just my reaction, and I give a little of my opinion. And as far as Gilbert Arenas and Kwame Brown goes, I hope you guys link up and do a podcast. I do. Your accidental chemistry, works. It works. And again, it gave me joy to see you guys in a conversation, a long conversation, civil. And yeah, it was necessary. It was definitely necessary. And I think the two of you guys can help. Y'all can do a podcast and help mentor players who, let them know that, if you have a chance to, create generational wealth, don't squander it on dumb shit. Just don't squander. I mean, for what? What did Chris Rock say? A long time ago, comedy, stand up, bring the pain. Niggas love keeping it real dumb. Like, come on, we got to be better than that. We definitely got to be better than that. So anyway, I'll check y'all later. Peace.